So now let's find out how the Shubha grahas benefit Rashis, right? Because they are all going to do it in different ways. Now Jupiter and Mercury, these are the main manifestors, and they are planets of growth and abundance. They can benefit not only their own Rashis, but also the Rashis that they influence. Jupiter is known for his expansive energy, right? Jupiter is the planet of growth and expansion, and he can manifest abundance in several areas of our life. And so Jupiter's influence goes way beyond just his own Rashis. And the way that Jupiter basically manifests and becomes successful is through his wisdom, it is through his optimism, through his creative energy, and of course also the universal blessings that he can bestow. And so Jupiter is really a very powerful manifestor that can bring material well-being not only to his own Rashis, but also to the Rashis that he conjuncts and aspects. Now Mercury shares Jupiter's abundant nature, but Mercury operates in quite of a different way. Mercury, we all know, is known for his analytical intelligence and his multitasking ability. And so Mercury is really the master of just managing many areas simultaneously. And so it is his versatile nature that allows him to bring growth and abundance not only to his own Rashis, but also to the Rashis that he influences. And so this is basically what makes Jupiter and Mercury the best of the Shubha planets, right? Because they can create abundance and growth in the signs that they own, but then also in the signs that they influence. Venus and the waxing moon are also Shubha grahas, but they're less abundant than Mercury and Jupiter. They cannot manifest as readily as Mercury and Jupiter, but there's a reason for this, and that's because they are just very different planets. They have a very different nature and motivation, okay? So they focus on nurturing and supporting and not on creating something concrete or expanding something concrete. Right? Venus wants to nourish a Rashi by creating harmony and balance. The waxing moon wants to nurture a Rashi by creating emotional fulfillment, healthy emotional connection, and a sense of security. And so Venus and Mercury, these are planets of harmony, of balance, of care, of emotional well-being. And they make sure that our physical and emotional needs are met. And this is how they make our life more harmonious and fulfilling. Now they can manifest and maintain their own Rashis, but when it comes to other Rashis, they only nurture them to 25% of their nurturing energy. And again, this lies in their nature. Jupiter and Mercury, these are expansive planets who are focused on accumulating and growing something concrete. And this can just be done everywhere, right? You can grow your own Rashis concretely, but you can also do the same for other Rashis, okay? Now Venus and the waxing moon, they have a different nature and a different goal because they are inwardly disposed. And by nature, that energy needs to be more confined in space, okay? Because that energy is not meant to expand. Rather, that energy is meant to be limited to a space so that it can get depth. For Venus, that means that if Venus wants to create mutually rewarding relationships, loving relationships, or even just make something very beautiful, look very beautiful and aesthetic, then that is all very delicate and that needs to be nurtured within a specific environment. The waxing moon is very sensitive and the emotional connections of the waxing moon are very personal, right? And so again, this is something where there's just a natural limitation to how this can be sort of expanded to other rashis, right? It is natural for this to be more confined, right? And so Venus and the waxing moon, they are going to put their full attention into their own rashis so that there can be emotional and material stability. But when it comes to the other rashis, then they only share some of their energy with those rashis, and they can benefit those rashis with their nurturing energy by 25%. So how do we know exactly how auspicious a Shubha planet is? Well, that depends on its dignity. We want the Shubha planet to be in its own sign or even in better dignity, because that's when he's going to manifest the best things in our life. Those things that are going to last and that are the most fulfilling, right? Planets in great dignity, they won't just give something mediocre or something that's good enough. They give us something that's truly special, right? That's better than average and something that really makes us feel lucky and fortunate. Now, how much benefit can Shubha Grahas give in mediocre dignities? So a Shubha Graha in a neutral dignity, in a friend or enemy dignity, can give some benefit, but that is not too great, but it is also not too bad, okay? So when the Shubha Graha is in neutral dignity, then people from the outside, when they see you, then they might think, well, whether you keep or leave that, it really won't make much of a difference, right? When the same planet, let's say, is in a friend sign or great friend sign, and when then people see you, they might actually be attracted to you and really impressed by you because something in your life is quite good, right? And so they want to associate with you. Now, when that planet or that area of your life is in a enemy dignity or great enemy dignity, then people really have a reason to criticize you, right? There's something undesirable about something or someone in your life, and so it's easy for people to actually spot that and judge you, okay? But when a Shubha planet is debilitated, then something in life is going to fall apart, and leading up to that, there will be regular moments of crisis that really expose sort of the lack of benefit that you get from something, and that will also make you question so the sacrifices that you make and whether those sacrifices are truly worth keeping it.